All right, so these are your final instruction exams, and these are the same for all three of my classes at GGC. So don't worry about which syllabus or course I'm using as the example. Just worry about the structure and the information I'm giving you on how to take this exam. Before you see the end of the timeline for our course. We are in technically the wrap-up week right now, November 18 to 24. You have the Thanksgiving break next week, obviously, and then when we come back, the only day that classes meet is on December the 1st, which is Monday, which technically means we are finished with the actual class meetings for our class if you're in one of my synchronous classes. If you're not, then we still pretty much have finished up what we were going to do with this last discussion that you have. All right, so final exams open on December the 3rd. That is next Wednesday, or Wednesday, December the 3rd, not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after that. And for our purposes, they're going to close at midnight on December the 8th, because I have to have a day to grade your final exams for those of you who wait till the last minute. As it says in the syllabus itself, the final exam will be given sometime during the week of December 3rd through the 8th. What this effectively means is you get to pick your time. The exam will be taken using Respondus Lockdown Browser and will be checked by Turnitin. And on the Turnitin check, it will be checking not just for plagiarism, but also for artificial intelligence. So please do not use it. It will be all essay, and it will be cumulative, which means it will trace the history of some idea from the beginning of the course to the end of the course. The deadline for the submission of the final will be December the 8th at 11:59 p.m., which means that the absolute latest you can start it, if you want a full 3 hours to take it, is 8:59 p.m. on December the 8th. I do not encourage this, though, primarily because if you have any problems with it, I definitely will not be available to help you. And you may or may not be able to get somebody in the chat from the Respondus company to be able to help you. So I encourage you to take it earlier. I also encourage you to take it earlier so that if there are problems, or if after I grade it, you're sitting on a cusp grade, as in you're sitting on a 79 or an 89 or something where a little bit more could put you into the next letter grade, then we'll have time to work with it. But if you wait till the last minute, then I don't have time. So think about it that way. It's to your benefit to take it as early as you can, feasibly, and have some sense of where you stand in the course soon after you take it in case you want to try to do something else. All right, now for the exam itself, I will show you how to get to it. If you are looking at our course, I'm just taking my asynchronous world history course. You're going to go to activities, just like you do with the discussions and the CTEs, and you're going to go to quizzes right here. Under assignments, under discussions, under groups, you're going to go to quizzes. And this is what you're going to see. You're going to see the final, which is right here, which requires Respondus, and you're going to see the webcam option. You'll have to have that as well. If you don't have Respondus on your computer or you don't have a webcam, you can use any of the computers on campus because they all have those. There's the Grizzly Den in Building A. There's the forum area in Building B. There are computer classrooms in Building C, and there's another computer thing somewhere in W, I'm pretty sure. So you can use any of those. All right, this practice test is available until December the 2nd, the day before the actual final opens. And what I have it there for is so that once you download Respondus, if you have to download it to your computer, you can go into that and check and make sure that it's going to work before you get to the point of taking the exam. This is only available, though, this practice quiz is only available until December the 2nd, which is why I encourage you to download Respondus if you're going to do that and make sure it works now before the end of the semester. Okay, once you click on this, it's going to take you to the exam itself. I'm not going to show you the quiz things, but you must, as I've said, download Respondus first. For the exam, there are going to be 3 long answers worth 20 points each and 4 short answers worth 10 points each. And you'll get to choose. I've done like I normally do, or I've done with some of the questions where you'll have a number of options within each question set, and you answer one of them. You may use your textbook, though if you've used Respondus before, then you know that you have to do it on another device, because once you're in Respondus, once you're in the lockdown browser, it won't let you do anything else. So if you want to use the textbook, you'll need to have it on your phone or on an iPad or some other device. You may also use Franklin and Harari, but I encourage you to do those as notes instead of actually quoting from the books, because you're really not going to have time to do quotes. I specifically encourage you to make notes on the different chapters. I guarantee you that there will be at least one question that requires you to compare Franklin and Harari, and I'm sorry, this is for my Civ classes. If you are in one of the U.S. classes, you will be using Lepore. And again, I encourage you to take notes on the Lepore. It's much easier than trying to go through and try to read, especially if you're not familiar with each chapter. So take notes. I want to see the notes. You may photocopy them or take camera shots of them, or if you're typing them on your computer, just send me a copy of them before you take the exam so that I can see what you were doing. All right, you have 3 hours to take it, but you only have one shot at it, which effectively means you've got to concentrate that 3 hours. You are not supposed to leave the side of the camera during the time that you're taking the exam. So I encourage you to be prepared to sit for the 3 hours that you're going to be taking it. If you have questions, ask me before you take the test, not after it or during it. It won't do you any good. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Yep, this is just what it looks like. Okay, when you get down to this, you have the instruction to download and install the latest version of the lockdown browser. This is the part that you need to do as soon as possible so that you can make sure that it is operative. And you can do that actually if you go back to the quiz list, if you go to the test, the practice quiz, here you go. It allows you to do the same. So you can go ahead and do it from there and just make sure that it's working. Okay. I think that's all I have with this. Again, if you have questions about the exam, you can let me know, but preferably before you take it. Again, I encourage you to do this practice quiz, which is really just downloading Respondus and making sure that it works. There's no point value to it. To do that as soon as possible. It will expire or become unavailable to you at the end of December the 2nd, the day before the exam starts. So, okay. Good luck. Again, if you have any questions, let me know.